Oh hi you guys and welcome to the stream. Just turn that music down a little bit, shall we? Or should I turn myself up? Decisions. I'll turn the music down a little bit. Beautiful as it is. So, friends. Today we are preparing a one-shot from a module prepared from our very own Kyle Chenier. Now, Kyle I've got a link here for his stuff. It's module, so if you want to look it up, it's there. You can purchase this module for $4.99. It's very worth it. I've had a quick flick through, not a full one. I like to do that on stream, but I've had a quick flick through and it looks good. Now, those of you that have been in my setups before, you'll know that I usually like to go through and do my setup first, but I'm going to do this one slightly differently. There's a lot in this one, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the encounters and I'm going to list them all. I'm going to leave them all on the sheet of paper because I feel like there's a lot of encounters. Usually I give half an hour per encounter, and I think I counted 8 or 10 encounters in this. But in private chat with Kyle, he said it was quite a quick one-shot. So I'm going to go through. I'm going to do more encounters than normal. I'm going to go through and count them up. We'll do the introductions and stuff. Then we're going to go through and count them up. And then we will prep them in this lovely little one-shot book. So, let's get straight into it. So we've got our introduction and stuff. We're just going to fly through the contents. Introduction. A sepulchral tomb. Magical tricks and traps. Brutish orcs guarding a vast underground treasure. These things and more are happened upon by an unlikely band of adventurers. If that doesn't sound like first-time fantasy adventure, I don't know what does. Orcs in Taradon's Tomb is an adventure for first-time players looking for a quintessential first-time D&D experience. Orcs fill the role of a classic fantasy monster, and it takes place in a dungeon filled with challenges, traps, and puzzles that can be solved in a number of ways. The adventure can be finished in a single session and provides a decent start to the new campaign. Just because it's purposefully generic doesn't mean it's boring or unoriginal though. For experienced players and game masters, this adventure has a unique random table for generating orcs, as well as an original lock puzzle that can be taken and added to your own dungeons. Background. Centuries ago, an elven warrior named Taradon was a decorated member of the last great elven empire's upper class. When he died, rather than being buried along with his rich and powerful kin, he was entombed in a small mausoleum under a hillside, along with a portion of his riches and his faithful servants, as would befit an elf of his station. What has been lost to history is the reason why. Taradon was killed by his own people. While elves remember him as a hero, he was actually a genocidal maniac who urged his people to wage war against not just the orcs and goblins of the country, but against the humans as well. Only a handful of historians know just how much Taradon hated humanity. The elves could not stand to see that people go to war with humans, so he was assassinated in secret. Taradon's tomb, his true tomb, is closely guarded secret. In life, Taradon was a vicious warrior, but in death he persists as a literal nightmare. His undead remains imprisoned within a sarcophagus of iron, locked in a room protected by magical traps and a complex locking mechanism. The elves who killed him and imprisoned his remains hope this is enough, and Taradon's tomb will be overtaken by the woods and buried forever. Unfortunately, the tomb has been happened upon by Grogmore Ironjaw's band of orcs and the player characters. So we've got some adventure hooks here. Orcs in Taradon's Tomb is tended to be an introductory adventure of first level powers. As such, how the PCs came across the orc-filled tomb and deciding to investigate aren't especially important. The adventure could just start with the PCs, a motley crew of adventurers just happening across the invaded tomb, while they're lost in the woods or out on the road. Possible. However, for extra motivation, check out Taradon's Tomb. Here are some adventure hooks. The Fey Prince is concerned. Best for an elf PC, Fey Prince Eludra has had a premonition of Taradon's return. The prince is forbidden from leaving his castle, and his advisors and family do not take his premonition seriously. Thus, he has instructed his pet falcon, Cornwall, to deliver a message of his premonition and the location of Taradon's tomb to an elf of adventurous spirit, or someone close enough, asking them to look into it. The message promises a handsome reward from the prince, 100 gold pieces if the issue is taken care of. Orcs on the move, best for a dwarf fighter or a cleric PC. The nearby town has heard reports of a band of orcs moving across their borders. The town's mayor, Lady Presumptia, offers a reward to an adventurer sellswords for investigating these reports and returning with the orcs killed. 10 gold pieces per orc head. That's a fairly easy one to get people in nice and quick. Like, if I've got a feeling that we're going to be going for a lot of content, I might just go for a snappy one like that. The Promise of Trevor, The Promise of Trevor. Best for a rogue. These are stories of a long-abandoned elven tomb hidden somewhere in the region. In a game of cards, a scrap of canvas with a rough map to this abandoned tomb is wagered and lost to a party member. The gambler who lost this map That the tomb is supposed to be jam-packed with riches from the last great Elven Empire. But it is also haunted. I think we'll probably end up going with the other one. So now the generating orcs, I don't think we're going to have a lot of time to go into the details of the orcs. However, it does say here that the author, Kyle, thinks it'd be a cool idea if all the orcs are women. And I'm 100% up for role-playing that. So we'll be busting out my female orc voices. Donkeys are aliens. We'll be busting out my female orc voices today. So Taradin's tomb, here's a map. The floors are smooth flagstones made of marble. The doors are unlocked and made of heavy stone with brass fittings and locks. Sounds very fancy. Ceilings cracked marble paneling, often with frescoes of elven glades and light. There are silvered metal sconces on the walls without torches. All the rooms in the tomb are pitch black. Nice. So the entrance. This looks like encounter number 1 to me. So the introduction. So let's put down. We'll shorten the name to Taradin's tomb. And we have our intro. Wandering orcs. Causing trouble. Because of the modern perception of things, what I'll do as well is I'll paint them as uncivilized orcs who kill for sport. 10 GP per head. Just because well, I don't like to cast type monsters, you know.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Oh hey, thank you for the host there, Soup Gargoyle. Welcome. Can you guys read that? Probably not, especially with my handwriting. But anyway, yeah, I don't like to typecast things, but these orcs, they do look generically like they're just going to, you know, sort of like attack sort of thing. Taradin's tomb is built into a grassy hillside, bushes and vine Taradin's tomb is built into a grassy hillside, bushes and vine overgrowth keeps the tomb hidden from the naked eye. Stone entrance doors are decorated with a silver inlay in the shape of flames. 3 orc guards. 3 orcs guard the entrance to the tomb, 2 in front of the door and 1 patrolling on the top of the hill, acting as a lookout. If attacked, the orcs call out to help, summoning the wolves in room 2 and the orcs in room 3. The PCs are stealthy. They may overhear bits of conversation between the two door guarding orcs. Depending on what they talked about, they can be questioned or distracted by these subjects. What are the orcs chatting about? How long before Ashka can open the crypt? We've been waiting for days. I'm starving. Do you know what? I'm just 100% going to roll that in character and do that. But we've got encounter 1, entrance. 3 guards. And the first thing we're going to do, we've got orcs. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here. We're going to move the chat box out. If you guys don't know how to pop out the chat box, it's a double click of that button that I am highlighting just where my banner is. So you can't quite see it, but it's the top left one, the chat box. Double click it. We'll get you right there. So we're going to go into the compendium. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to grab some orcs. So there we go. Monsters orc. In it goes. You just simply drag it across. There you go. You have an orc. Done. Orc character sheet. There. Easy. So that's our orcs done. We also have some wolves there in the next room it mentions. Just some regular wolves, I think. So we'll just drag that across. That's another wolf there. Done. Easy peasy. And there we go. In the embalming room, there are... Okay, so we've got the walls here are lined with ancient axes, still as sharp as the day they were forged. 2 wolves trained by orcs wander this hallway. They are bone-thin and hungry. While they attack PCs on sight, they can be calmed and tamed through a DC 16 Wisdom Animal check. Okay, so encounter 2 looks like axe hallway. And you know what? We might get through that quite quick as well. I can see that, you know. I'm wondering if I should like print screen the map and put it in the in the Roll20, you know. Like I could just snip. We snip that there. We just grab that. Save as Taradin's tomb, and we could give this to them as an actual map, I believe. I can never remember how to change the map. Page settings, background, nope. I can never remember how to do this. You can tell how little I use maps in these things. Do you know how I'm gonna do it? I'm just gonna bring it in as an asset, I think. We'll just do it as an asset. My library, upload, choose a file. That'll probably be in pictures or something. Is there anything here you guys shouldn't see? Probably not. Pictures, Harridan's Tomb. There you go. There it goes. So we've got Tarradan's Tomb in there. We can just drag that across. Makes it tiny. Of course it does. It always does. And then we can just take it up there and stretch it out until it looks right. That looks pretty good. I mean, doesn't line up with the tiles. But it pretty much does there, I think. Maybe I need to come up one. No, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Hey, Justin Faulkner pledging £10 via Patreon. Thank you so much. I don't know why my alert didn't work, but I'll just hit that now.
Wow.
Thank you so much for that. Oh, and look, I've got them in my donator barrow. My donator barrow. I can't talk today. What I'll do is I'll just add a quick color source to that. So we'll just add a color source. We'll just make it color source. Nice grey color. Chuck that to the back of everything. And now we should be able to see the donator barrow going across. Banner. There we go. That's better. And now we can see. Anyway, that looks about right. They don't need tokens or anything. That'll be fine. Look at D&D Elite sitting in the thing already. Cheating. That's what that is. Cheating. So, hide areas. Hide the whole damn thing. Turn on Fog of War. There you go. And now I believe I can just reveal areas like this, right? Yeah. We'll just do it like that. Easy claps. Cool. So we'll do it like that. Simples. So we've got the entrance, we've got the axe hallway, 2 wolves in here. 2 wolves. They are tamed with a DC 16 animal handling check. Or they will attack. The embalming room. That looks like encounter 3. The door to this room is locked. The orcs haven't touched it. A holy room devoted to the preparation of bodies for the afterlife. Long tables line the walls, covered in an assortment of embalming tools and full and empty urns. Storage rooms to the north and west are locked. Am I live? Yeah, I am. Storage rooms to the north and west are locked. They can be forced open with a DC 20 athletics check. All their locks can be picked with a DC 15 thieves tools check. Yeah, interesting. Let's just check that I don't have receiving camera on or anything like that. Nothing. Nothing. Reconnect. And let's just make that smaller as well. There we go. Treasure in the room is 72 gold pieces worth of gold coins and small gems hidden amidst the ashes in full urns. Damn, we're throwing out the gold. There is also a large pyramid-shaped bottle labeled embalming fluid in Elvish. This fluid is part of the key to the door in room 6. Behind the locked doors are 2d4 sealed bottles of elven embalming fluid, as slippery and flammable as lamp oil, but foul-smelling. This fluid is toxic to dwarves and humans, reacting like acid. Cool. So encounter 3 is an embalming room. Locked. Getting into this room could be interesting. Doesn't say. I guess it'd be another DC 20.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Hey, Susanna, thank you for the host. And welcome. friends as we prepare for our next stream in 3/4 of an hour. This is me preparing. I do prep. I do that stuff. That's me. Prep. I'm a prep king. I prep. Serious. Okay, so we've got some locked DC 20 strength checks and DC 16 lockpick checks. And some embalming fluid. Next, we have the Hall of Ascension. Stone walls and ceiling are painted with the details of frescoes of elven afterlife showing the souls of elves rising from their bodies towards the ceiling. Elves who look upon these frescoes must make a DC 10 wisdom saving throw. Failure causes them to break down and cry at their majesty. 3 orcs busy themselves around a campfire and spit. They have a small half-elf woman stripped nude, tied up and about to be roasted on the spit over the fire. The orcs are basting her with sauce and debating what sides to eat with her. The half-elf woman is Noctia Vermeth, a burglar. She slipped into Taradin's tomb to plunder its elven riches, but was caught by the orcs when they broke in. She's been a captive for a few days, doing her best to stall the orcs from killing and eating her. Okay, so that sounds cool. The Hall of Ascension is Encounter 4. So we have 3 orcs. 1 rogue, I guess. Not a very good rogue. Who is called... have that Noctia there. Huh, I wonder if chat's working. Maybe I've got that chat bug again. I've had this before. What I'm going to do is I'm going to close chat and I'm going to go and pop it out again. And I'd very much appreciate it if one of you could just say a message in chat just so that I can check it's working. I've not seen anything for a while. It could just be that you guys are quiet and that's fine. But if one of you could just hit test for me and just let me know that chat is working, I'd very much appreciate it. Yes, please. So we have the Hall of Ascension. There is a half, and she is stripped naked, about to be eaten. Noctia, the PCs in the Tomb's riches. Noctia tries to get the PC's attention and earn their trust. She claims to be an adventurer like them. She says she will aid them however she can in return for saving her from the orcs. She knows the layout of the tomb decently well, and speaks a little bit of the orcish language. In truth, Noctia is just biding her time until she can turn on the PCs. Once they kill the orcs, and discover the riches in room 7-8, she turns against them. Noctia only cares about leaving this place much richer when she entered it. It's hard to be rich when you need to split the treasure 4 or more ways. Thank you, Nixie. It works. Thank you. I was just checking. Thank you so much. Okay. So that's cool. Encounter 5 is going to be the mausoleum. This room is dry and dusty. Speaking is difficult as creatures' mouths and throats go dry and cracked here. There are 7 sealed crypts in this room. 6 of them contain desiccated remains of elven servants standing upright in servant garb or fancy dress. The crypt doors require a crowbar or a similar tool, or a DC 16 strength check to open. Each of the 6 elven corpses has the following treasures on them. Callus, an elven man, no treasure. Talania, I'm just going to use that exactly word for word when I get in. I'll just use that exactly word for word. His head looks swollen. His brain contains the brain fluid needed to open the door in room 6. Avra, an elven woman, her left eye is false. It's actually a spherical silver container holding the eye fluid needed to open the door in room 6. Indras, an elven man dressed in concubine's clothing and wearing the jewelry. Nice. Elven man buried with ornamental short sword studded with garnets and 50 gold pieces. The 7th crypt, the big one to the west, holds Taradin's sarcophagus. It's heavy, made of porcelain and gold, with blue painted trees on the fire covering it. The sarcophagus is extremely fragile, incredibly valuable. Intact, it's worth 2,000 gold pieces to the right buyer. It fetches half as much if broken. Opened, a terrible miasma is released from it that fills the room. Everyone within the room must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. Failure causes them to be poisoned. Oh, and there is a hidden door as well. Nice. Hidden door to the hidden door. See here on the stream. I hope you can see my cursor. Hidden door just above me, up there, between 5 and 8. Cool. So, Encounter 5, the Mausoleum, we have several things. Crypts. DC 16 Strength or Crowbar. Yeah, my writing's atrocious, by the way, but that's what I'm writing. That's why I'm always reading out what I'm writing, so you guys can hear exactly how I prep. We also have... We're just going to read these out straight, I think. I'm sure the room 6 thing will tell me what people need to open the door. We also have the big crypt. Which is worth a lot of money. If opened, a terrible miasma release fills the room. DC 16 Constitution saving throw or poison. DC 16 con or poison. And secret door. DC 20 investigation check. So they need to have a pretty good roll and to be looking for it to get into that room. Next we have the cross hall. 8 orcs occupy the room. Ooh. Well, I mean, we'll see how we're getting on at this point. I'll put things on a slider. I hate to do it, but sometimes for expediency, you almost have to just shorten the encounters a little bit, you know, reduce the numbers just to get through everything in time. But we'll see how we're doing. 8 orcs, I can see that being a rather large encounter. Combat is one of the most time-consuming types of encounter I find. So, and we've got a lot of combat in this, a lot of potential combat. We've got orcs, we've got wolves. I think we've got, what, 3? There was another 3 in there. 6, 8. 14 orcs to get through. 14 orcs. That's a lot of orcs before we get to the boss. And these orcs attack straight away. Anyway. This hall is constructed in the shape of a holy cross. Its walls are tiled with obsidian panels. A holy brazier in the center of the hall is filled with floral-smelling oil. The fire that burns from it is silver in color. 2 silver-plated iron doors rest in the western part of the cross, decorated with complex bas-reliefs. See below. Oh yeah, they are pretty. Eight orcs. So we've got encounter 6, the cross hall. 8 orcs encounter the room. I can see that being a big encounter, but we'll see how it goes. 8 orcs. This is the room they've been sleeping in. Straw sleeping mat, supplies, and travelling bags are stuffed in the corners of the room. 7 orcs stand around while the chiefess, Grogmore Ironjaw, assaults the doors, trying to get them open. These orcs won't hesitate to attack and subdue the PCs if they encounter them. Magical trap. The obsidian panels in this room warp and distort all magic cast in this room. This is to prevent magical tampering with the doors. Any creature that casts a spell in this hall must make a DC 100 roll. 91 to 100 causes the spell to function normally. 11 to 90 causes the spell to be half as effective, half damage and half its duration, half its effect, etc. And a 0 to a 10 causes the spell to backfire upon its caster. I like that. Okay. 8 orcs. Magical trap. And we also have these fancy doors. Silver bas-relief doors. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, someone correct me, please. Silver bas doors. The doors are carved with a bas-relief that spreads over both of them. The relief depicts a macabre scene of fancy elven nobles from a bygone age toasting and drinking to each other's health. The relief shows clues as to how to obtain the small key needed to unlock the door. There are 4 elves in the relief. All of them are holding cups or bottles that show a key inside of them. All but one of them is drinking out of them. An elven woman drinks out of a round bottle. Her left eye is missing. She touches the eye with her other hand. An androgynous elf drinks out of a thin vial. Head is split open and his brain is exposed. He touches his brain with his other hand. An androgynous elf drinks out of a thin vial. Their head is split open and their brain is exposed. They touch his brain with their other hand. I'm really trying to practice that whole androgyny thing and correct pronouns, so I'm gonna, I want to get better at that. Something I struggle with, so there we go. An elven man drinks out of a large pyramid-shaped bottle. His body is thin and gaunt like a corpse. He looks dead. An elven person, gender unknown, cuts their hand and lets the blood into a chalice. This person has this chalice in their other hand. Okay, so the door puzzle. Here's the big reveal. The silver bas-relief doors cannot be opened by ordinary means. They cannot be bashed open with brute strength. They can be expertly picked by a DC 25 thieves tools. Oof. You've got that at level 1. You have expertise in thieves tools. You have 18 or 20 dexterity, I think. That's a difficult check to make. So the key to the doors requires obtaining the 4 precious fluids. So the eye fluid, the brain fluid, and the embalming fluid, they're all in the previous rooms. We saw them. Fey blood. The 4th fluid needed is the blood of a Fey creature. Elves, drow, half-elves, any will do. If there are no Fey PCs in the party, or none of them are willing to share, the half-elf burglar Noctia offers to give some. So we can have her giving clues as well, you know, because she's she's going to be my plant in the thing, so if things are moving slowly, I can give them clues, you know? Okay, that's cool. How do we get a key out of these fluids? Any creative way the players can think of using these fluids to open the door will feasibly produce a key. Mixing all 4 of the fluids together causes them to congeal into a solid silver key that fits the door's keyholes perfectly. Drinking the combined fluids causes the imbiber to be able to open the doors as if they were unlocked. Pouring all of these fluids onto the doors causes them to melt away. The doors can also be opened or bypassed using spells or clever ideas that your players have. They just cannot be conveniently smashed open or picked with tools. Makes a lot of sense to me. Then we have the death chamber. This sounds fun. I'm on board for this. Let me just grab a quick drink. This room is grimy and bare compared to the elven artistry of the previous rooms. A sealed iron sarcophagus hangs from the center of the ceiling by chains. This is Taradon's true tomb. Aura of Undeath Trap. Creatures moving within 5 feet of the iron sarcophagus triggers Taradon's Aura of Undeath, causing them to take a 1d4 plus 1 hit point loss. These lost hit points bring Taradon back to life. He bangs on the sarcophagus lid and wails in Elvish to be freed. Ho ho! Okay. Aura of Undeath. 1d4 plus 1 HP equals Taradon's. If freed, Taradon is quick to attack and kill those who freed him. If there are elves in the party who will hesitate to kill them, specifically asking them to join him on his quest to rid the region of human life. Those who agree to help with this cause are spared. Nice. Taradon's secret treasure hoard. A small narrow hallway filled with treasure chests and elven heirlooms. This represents the small portion. So it's another DC 20 intelligence check as well to find this room. The secret door from that room. I guess at least they get two goes at it. I'm not going to tell them though. They're going to need to come up with that. A small narrow hallway filled with this is well, this was very weird. If the half-elf burglar Noctia Vermeth is still alive, she finds his treasure hoard. She will move to cover and sneak attack any remaining PCs. She intends to betray and kill them so she can take the treasure for herself. The hoard consists of the following items: a fine wooden chest filled with 200 gold pieces worth of assorted coins, 5 silver statuettes of Taradin himself worth 50 gold pieces each, an enormous framed portrait of Taradin worth 100 gold pieces intact, half as much if cut out of its frame, folded or rolled, 7 bare books on necromancy, evil magic rituals, and elven supremacy worth 30 gold pieces each. Damn, that's a lot of gold right there. So we've got the orcs, we've already got one of them. Chief Des Grogmore Ironjaw though, let's get her down. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll move this out of the way again and we'll start copying these across. So we've got an orc here. What we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the orc. So we've got orc 2, or copy of orc. We're going to edit, no, yeah, we will edit. We're going to call that Grogma Ironjaw. Save. We're not doing too bad. We've got about 10 minutes. We can probably get these character sheets done and get the like Wolf is already there. Noctia Vermeth. We could use her and Taradin. So we've got 3 character sheets to do, which we'll use other things for, and then we'll be away. So not orc. We have Grogma Ironjaw. Armor class 16. She's wearing chainmail. Hit points are 45. Don't care about the dice. Maybe I should have been 7d8 plus 10. Speed 30 feet, strength 16, dex 12, 16, minus 2, 11 and 16 charisma. So she has a lot of charisma. Okay. Saves, they're all probably normal, I imagine. Saves is 6 there, so we'll put it in. Save is 6, con is 5, and whiz is plus 2. Skills, intimidation plus 5. Dark vision and passive perception of 10. That's the same. Common and orcish. Challenge rating 3. And worth XP, but I don't do XP, so we're not going to worry about that. Aggressive is a bonus action, that's fine. Great Axe and Javelin, that is exactly the same, I believe, as the regular Great Axe and Javelin. There we go. So the only thing that we need to add now is one in here, actually, under aggressive. There we go, add one. We have intimidating presence. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go across here. We're just gonna copy that and chuck it in there. Done. That's Grogma Ironjaw done. Next up, we have the Noctia Vermeth half-elf burglar. Do you know what? We'll probably just copy the orc again. It's easy enough to make a copy of that. So I'm going to duplicate that twice more. Copy of orc, copy of orc. So, edit first. We'll call this one Noctia Vermeth. Not in anyone's journals. Save. Character sheet. It is Noctia Vermeth. You make this look so easy. Last time I tried using Roll20, I got so confused. You get really used to it, Nixie. Really used to it. The more you use it, the more you get used to it. So, medium, humanoid, fey, chaotic, neutral. Not that I really particularly go by them, but fey is probably important because it has to do with that final puzzle. Armor class is 13 or 14 with leather armor. Yeah, it's going to be unarmored. She doesn't have any armor on. She's naked. That's how the thing says, so that's how we're going with it. Unarmored. Hit points 15, lovely. Speed 30. We've got a strength of 10, a dex of 16, a constitution of 12, an intelligence of 14, a wisdom of 11, and a charisma of 14. She rolled well on the 4d61. She doesn't have any saving throws, but she does have acrobatics +5. She has deception +4. She has perception +2. She has sleight of hand +5 and stealth +5. No damage vulnerabilities. She has dark vision and passive perception of 10. That's the same. She speaks Common, Elvish, and Orc. Her challenge rating is 2. We don't care about the XP. I don't do that. Now we need to change these things because she is not aggressive. That is not true. She has Fey ancestry. She put that there. We already know what Fey ancestry is, but we'll put it in there just in case. It's a nice thing sometimes to click for people so they can see, you know, yes, this is a thing. I didn't just make it up. Sneak attack as well. Noctia deals an extra 2d6 damage when she hits a target at advantage on the attack roll. I'm probably going to do something super sneaky with her, actually. I like the idea of using her. Next up, we have these. So let's do that. That all looks good now. Now let's do this. So the Great Axe is not called Great Axe. It is called Short Sword. It is a melee attack. It is +5 with a range of 5 feet. Its hit is 1d6 +3. And that is everything. It does piercing damage. She also has a hand crossbow, which is ranged, yes. +5 to hit, yes. Target 1 hit, yes. Piercing, yes. 1d6 +3, perfect. Just the same as the javelin. Very nice. That's not... I spelled a name wrong. That's Noctia done. How long we got? About 6 minutes. Okay, we can sort out some music real quick as well. So copy of Orc. Let's edit that. We're gonna call this the Tardan Undead Elf of Nightmare. Yep. No, we're not gonna put it in anyone's journals. We're just gonna save it like that. We're gonna go to the character sheet. We're going to edit the character sheet. It is not an Orc. It is a medium Fey undead. It is Tardan, the Undead Elf Nightmare. It is a medium undead Fey. It is lawful evil. Its armor class is 16, as it is wearing chainmail. They buried that thing in chainmail? Chainmail. Its hit points are 60. We don't care about the formula. Its movement speed is 30. Its strength is 10. Dex 16. Constitution 12. Intelligence 14, Wisdom 11, and Charisma 14. Its saving throws are Dexterity +4 and Wisdom +2. Its Deception is 4 and Dark Vision's rare, common and Elvish. Its difficulty level is 4. Tee-hee. Yeah, that's going to be a fun one no matter what you do. Now let's see. Aggressive, we don't have aggressive, but we do have Fey Ancestry again. So Fey Ancestry, it can't be put to sleep. Is essentially what we get. Now, Control C, stick that there. Whoops. Please delete the previous things. Thank you. Now, it has a scimitar. Which is +5 to attack. On a hit, it's 1d8 +3. And it does slashing damage. Perfect. It also has a Undead Grasp. Undead Grasp, which is a melee attack. Its range is... well, there isn't any, it's touch, isn't it? So it's 5 feet, I guess. 5 feet. To hit is 5. On hit, 1d6 +3. Perfect. Bludgeoning damage. And the target is restrained by the neck. Perfect. So now when we hit that, they'll see Undead Grasp and the target is restrained by the neck. The target will see the DC 14 cheese. Will take 1d6 necrotic damage on a failure. So that's everything set up in the terms of characters. We have 3 minutes, so let's go and grab some music. I'll leave the music playing in the background because I know exactly what I'm going to grab. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to grab Goblin Cave. Goblin Cave fits most cave scenarios I find. They drag chains and that sort of thing, which will be perfect for this one. I can play that for you in the background so you can hear. What I think we'll also do is we'll have something like, okay, this is going to be loud. Earphone users, brace yourself because I haven't turned down my master volume and frankly I don't have time. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to play some test music over the top of that. We're going to play, where is it? I can't see it now that I've said it. Oh, Mummy's Tune could work quite well. It's not what I was looking for though, I was looking for the one called Nightmare. Actually, that'll do very nicely, won't it? Put Mummy's Tomb in there. I like Mummy's Tomb, we'll put it in there. So next, I just want to listen to Nightmare and remind myself what it is. Could also be good. So Mummy's Tomb for the Crypt Room, the Mausoleum, and Nightmare for when they actually encounter the big thing at the end, I think. Let's stop that. Let's stop that. Thank you very much. Next thing we will do is I think we will have a little bit of Solemn Vow. That's the music that I was listening to in the background just a moment ago. Very bright and airy. I think once they've killed the orc, they could be looking upon these doors that are so beautiful and everything, and using this music. It's very light, flippant almost. It's good fun. All of these, by the way, are from Tabletop Audio. If you like the audio that I use in my streams, please do pop over there and consider giving them that. That's not what it is. It's tabletopaudio.com. If you enjoy supporting me, please enjoy supporting them too. Incompetech. Do I want anything from Incompetech? Do I want my low bass notes or anything like that? I don't think I will, actually. No. So, guys, that's me prepped for this one shot. It was a bit fly by the seat of our pants, but there we go. Hey, it's all good fun. I'm going to go and get the guys ready with the Zoom link and everything. We'll be back in around 15 minutes for the stream. If you guys want to get your hands on one of my little books with the logo on it and everything else there, that's upside down, you can. They are available on our merch website. We are now full-time. If you want to support us on Patreon, you can do so on following that link. And we are running a competition at the moment. Yeah, I think that's everything. I'm going to go and get set up for the next stream. I'll see you in 15 minutes. 15 short minutes. I'll be right back.